This is not a laptop. This is classified by Lenovo as a mobile workstation. And if you go to their website, you can find mobile workstations are in their own separate category, aside from their laptops. The idea behind a mobile workstation is that it's more of a desktop replacement, intended for heavy workloads on the go. This mobile workstation is getting pretty old, as it was originally released in 2012. But despite its age, it still has plenty of performance for most tasks thanks to its quad-core i7 processor, 32GB of RAM, and NVIDIA Quadro graphics. It could even handle running Windows 11, and could handle some modern games using the external GPU. Even Cyberpunk will run alright in low settings and frame generation turned on. But for how much longer will it be able to do this? Of course, Windows 11 does not officially support this computer, and eventually it will probably not be able to work on this computer at all. I could also run Linux on this computer. Right now I'm running CentOS 9 on it, but it gives me this warning that the processor will no longer be supported, and CentOS 10 does not work at all. This is because many Linux distributions are moving to x86 version 3, while Intel 3rd generation processors are only on version 2. Fortunately, there are many other distros of Linux, so if one loses support, there will likely be others to choose from. For example, even though many Linux distros stop supporting 32-bit processors, there are still several options that allow this old Pentium 4 ThinkPad to be used on the modern internet, as long as they continue to receive financial support. So yes, the W530 will likely still be usable for years to come, but is it worth it? Why would anyone want this particular model? One thing that people like is the upgradability. This model has an upgradable CPU and upgradable RAM. Although the processor in this one is already pretty powerful, and the RAM is already maxed. So there's not much left to do on this one. In the WAN card slot, I could put in an mSATA SSD, which would allow me to have an extra hard drive in the regular bay, and another extra hard drive in the CD drive location. The W530 is 1 year newer than the similar W520, but it doesn't have the classic keyboard, or the beeping noises. It's pretty big, heavy, and inefficient, so it's not the best for portability and battery life. For that, you could instead get a P14S with a Ryzen processor and have a much lighter laptop with better performance and battery life. Or if you like having a big chunky laptop, you could get a newer W540, W541, P70 to P53, and you would have something that actually supports the newer x86 version 3. So I would say the W530 is not the most practical ThinkPad. And it doesn't have the same charm that some of the older ThinkPads have. It's kind of in the middle zone where it has a little bit of modern features, but it's still quite dated. That's not to say that this is a bad laptop. I think the W530 is still a good laptop, especially if you compare it to some of the cheapest Celeron laptops that are available today. Nobody really needs a W530. The W530 is for people who want the W530. For the people who just like it. And that's okay. No computer is perfect. The W530 still has plenty of performance for some people, especially if they're using a lightweight Linux distro. It also still has some features that have been long forgotten, such as the lid latch, Wi-Fi kill switch, FireWire port, and you could also use a mountable docking station with it as well. It's the little unique touches that make this computer special, and makes for a good combination of retro styling and modern usability. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, consider hitting the like button, and check out some of my other content. Bye-bye now.